You and I were old enough to remember watching this. I was at home in my living room when Dominique and Jordan went tete-a-tete, back and forth. Jalen Rose, where were you when you saw this, and what were you thinking?
So I'm 15 years old, and clearly I was in love with basketball, born into the game. And this is one of the most controversial things in the history of NBA, history of the NBA. The second to Isaiah being left off the Dream Team. This is how controversial this is to me. Michael Air Jeffrey Jordan. By the way, great dunkers who can dunk off of one leg and off 2 feet. That is crucial, because you'll see MJ taking off from the free throw line, but you also see him kiss the rim from the side. Whereas Dominique, 50-plus inch vertical, always off 2 feet. Here's the controversy. Jordan did the same dunk and got a 50. That's the controversy. Now, I know it was from the free throw line, but it's the same dunk, though. You can't remix the same dunk and get a 50. So that was the controversy. I think Dominique, look at the human highlight film. Bringing dark skin back.
There was some controversy. It will forever be argued who really won this dunk contest, but there was no controversy in the dunk contest in the year 2000. That is because your former teammate, Vincent Lamar Carter, put on a show that is one of the most memorable moments in the history of the dunk contest. This one was clearly, when he said it was over, it was over. Do you think this was the best performance in the dunk contest of all time?
Yes. And 2000 is the year I won Most Improved Player, and we made it to the finals. And I was mad that I didn't make the All-Star game. So I remember being in Cabo on the treadmill, watching this game, knowing that the first game he was going to play after the All-Star break was at Indiana. Indiana. And I was like, he can't be fresh. He can't be fresh. There's no way. He enjoying All-Star weekend. He doing 360s and reverses and putting his arm in the rim. He got to be just a little fatigued, just somewhat. I got to have some sort of advantage somehow, some way. And we played. I had 40, but so did he.
So did he. So, Jalen, I have an unpopular opinion. While the 88 contest between Jordan and Dominique was special, and the one in 2000 might be the greatest individual dunk contest performance that ever will be, the best dunk contest happened in 2016. This is the best dunk contest in the history of the dunk contest, and the back and forth between that man, Zach LaVine, and that man, Aaron Gordon, to me, was the greatest dunk contest performance in the history of the show. Your thoughts, Mr. Rose?
Anytime you're taking off from the free throw line and you're taking the basketball between your legs, like that's just an amazing feat. And Aaron Gordon jumping over the mascot, like, I don't want to be like that in my bedroom about to fall on the bed. Like, how do you even practice that? Do you realize if that dunk goes wrong in any way, shape, or form that he gonna fall and hit his head on the floor?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's crazy.
Such amazing athleticism. But the reason why I have to give Dominique and Jordan the edge is that they're both Hall of Famers. That name recognition, the players that's going to play on Saturday, perform on Saturday, plus be in the game on Sunday, makes it a little more special.
Well, something else that we all look forward to on Saturday is the three-point competition. They've remixed the rules a little bit. And simply, I'll put it like this. It's just like it was last year, but there are 2 shots that have been added. They're 6 feet behind the three-point line, in between the wing and the top of the key. Jalen, what do you think about this little remix of the rules?
No.
Oh, you're not impressed?
No.
Okay. Well, Jalen, hold on. You know Adam Silver watches the show. He watches the TV show twice. He falls asleep listening to the podcast. So I have a message for Adam Silver. Do away with the skills competition. Because if Jalen's bored by the three-point competition, he's definitely going to be bored by the skills competition. And I have a proposal for you, Mr. Silver.
Ooh.
I want to see a range competition. I won't bore you with the various rules and the whole format that I've come up with, but Jalen, imagine if instead of the skills competition, you had deep shooters like Steph and Clay and Dame and Trae Young and Steven Adams, and they were all just seeing who could hit the most from deep. What do you think about the idea of a range-finding competition instead of the skills competition?
I'm going to tell you the number one reason why I don't like a range-finding competition. And you play a lot of basketball, you're going to appreciate this. It's one thing to shoot multiple basketballs off of a rack in rhythm at multiple spots on the floor. Usually when you're doing a range-finding shot, it's a rhythm play, which means you're doing it off the dribble. That means a lot of times on a Saturday night, those guys ain't going to be trying to get lathered up like that in order to do a range-finding contest. That's why I don't like the idea. And you eliminate 98% of the league that can't shoot from that far.
Okay, well, you enjoy the skills competition. You can watch someone bounce past the basketball into a net. Enjoy that. Enjoy that, Jalen Rose.
I'd rather see it one-on-one.
Enjoy those thumbs-down bounce passes.
If it was
enjoy
up to
those
me,
thumbs-down bounce passes
if it was
into a
up
net.
to me, they'll play one-on-one. I didn't say I love the skills competition.
Enjoy that. Enjoy the skills competition,
If it was up to me, they'd play one-on-one.
Well, they have made a change to the All-Star weekend, including in the All-Star game itself. And this is a little bit complicated, so just bear with me, okay? They're going to play the game. But every quarter is going to be like its own individual mini game where the score starts at 0 after every quarter, the first, the second, and the third. And then they will accumulate all three of those mini game quarters together and add 24 to that score. So let's say one team scored 100 through those three quarters. The target score will be 124. The first team to get to that target score, which again is the leading team's cumulative score through three quarters plus 24, shout out to Kobe Bryant, will win the game. Jalen, what do you think about this convoluted and kind of weird new scoring system for the All-Star game?
I think about one of my favorite movies, Dead Presidents, and when Chris Tucker said, if I could be where everybody wanted me to be, when everybody wanted me to be there, I'd be confused. That's kind of how I feel.
Well, I like the idea of the target score and not timing the fourth quarter, but we don't need to reset the score after the first three quarters. Let's simplify this a little bit. Adam Silver, you've got my number. You've got me on text. Hit me up. We can talk this through.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.